Hello everyone, welcome back for another episode of the Family Chit Chat, and today we're continuing our series on kindness. Do you remember what kindness is? Kindness is showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. Every day we can choose to be kind because kindness matters. And today we're going to look at a story about how kindness matters with our friends and our families. So what I want you to do right now is to pause the video, read this passage, and answer these few questions. And then we're going to talk about Naomi, Ruth, and a guy named Boaz. All right, pause the video right now, and when you're done, press play and we'll continue. Okay, this story started off very sad because Ruth's husband had died, and Naomi, who was Ruth's husband's mom, they were both experiencing much loss. And so at that point, Ruth had a decision to make, either go back to her family or stay with Naomi. And she chose to stay with Naomi and take care of her and be with her. And so they went off and they worked together as a family. Well, one day when Ruth was working in the fields, a guy named Boaz, who owned the fields, actually took notice of her and heard all the great stuff that Ruth was doing with Naomi and said, you know what, I'm going to take care of her. See, he saw what Ruth was doing with Naomi, and ultimately he saw what God was doing in general. And so what he wanted to do was to take care of them because of all that God had done for everyone. And so what they did was he gave them 30 pounds of barley to make bread. And Naomi was so blessed by this great thing. And all because of people choosing to be kind to one another. And that's what our bottom line is today. Be kind to your family and friends. Naomi didn't have to be kind to Ruth. Ruth didn't have to be kind to Naomi. And Boaz didn't have to be kind to Ruth either, but they chose to be kind. And there was a big difference that was made. And the cool thing was that Ruth and Boaz ended up being married, and that Jesus, the line of Jesus, ran all the way through Ruth. And so Jesus came out of that whole family down the road many years later. But it's really cool how kindness makes such a big difference in people's lives. So I want to encourage you today, be kind, but in particular, be kind to your friends and your family today. And as you have stories, hey, share it in the comment section below. I would love to hear your stories of how kindness made a difference in the lives of your friends and your family. All right, everyone, well, as we wrap up, I want to also encourage you, remember this simple verse. We've been looking at it all month long. Do you remember what it is? It's Luke 6:31. Do to others as you want them to do to you. Do to others as you want them to do to you. Today, do that in particular to your friends and your family. All right, everyone. Well, I can't wait to see you next week as we continue our series on kindness and talk about a whole new story. Have a great week, everyone.